Hello students. Okay, in the first video in this series we had a quick review of the metric system. So now we're going to have a look at basically just the length around two-dimensional shapes, and the name for that is perimeter. And one way to remember that perimeter is the distance around the outside of a shape is perimeter contains the word rim. So the rim is something is just its edge. So we're looking at the edge of this shape, not the space inside, but the edge. Okay, let's move on and learn a bit about perimeter. Okay, here's what perimeter is, the distance around the outside of a two-dimensional shape. So let's just have a look at this one. I could probably figure out if I was going to walk right around the outside of this, I would have to walk 5 meters. Plus 3 meters is 8 meters, plus another 5, well 8 plus 5 is 13, plus another 3 is 16. So we could actually just look at that and say the perimeter, or the distance around the outside of that is 16 meters, using the M for meters, the abbreviation. Okay, we want to do this a bit more formally, however, especially when we get into the more complicated questions. So before we do that, what formulas do we have for perimeter? Well, this is a page out of a textbook, and have a look at this. Square has the formula 4 times s. S plus s plus s plus s is the same as 4s. The rectangle has got two formulas. Perimeter is twice L plus twice W, or twice in brackets L plus W. The rhombus is also 4 times s. The parallelogram, well, instead of calling that L and W, they call it B and A. So the perimeter is 2A plus 2B, or again, you got the bracketed form just there. The regular hexagon, a different formula again, 6S. Equilateral triangle, 3S, and even a special formula for an isosceles triangle, which is twice that side because there's 2 of them plus the base. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe even 8, maybe 9 formulas for perimeter, which is silly. You're not going to remember all of those, and you really don't have to because there really is only one formula that you need to know, which is that. The perimeter of a shape you find by just adding up all of the sides. So you don't need 9 formulas. You just need one formula. So let's go ahead and show you how to set your work out using just that one formula. Okay, so here I have a two-dimensional shape, and here's the setting out. Normally, for all of your measurement questions, just about all of them anyhow, you're going to have 3 lines of setting out. So the first thing we always do is we just write the formula. So perimeter equals sum of all sides. The second step is you go ahead and you actually put the numbers in. So in this case, I'm going to have 6 plus 5 plus 5 plus 6 plus 11 plus 5 plus 5. And finally, I just add all those up, and that comes to 43. And don't forget to put the units on the end, so 43 meters. So in general, when you're doing perimeter, or for that matter, other formulas for area, other questions for area, formula, substitute, and answer. So 3 lines of setting out. Okay, let's go ahead and I'll do the one on the left, and I'll let you guys have a go at doing the one on the right. So find the perimeter of each of these shapes. So I start by writing the only formula that I need for perimeter, which is sum of all sides. Okay, now I could write here 1.2 plus 1.2 plus 1.2 plus 1.2 plus 1.2 plus 1.2, but a more efficient way to do that would be to say that's the same as 6 times 1.2. Well, 6 times 12 is 72, so that's going to be 7.2, and put the units on the end, and the answer is 7.2 centimeters. So formula, substitute, answer. You will need, for a lot of questions in measurement, you will need your calculator, so there's nothing wrong with using a calculator when needed. Okay, I'll give you a hint on this one. What you have here is one side that's 12 centimeters, but you have those two sides the same. Oh, I take it back. You've got 1, 2, 3 sides that are 12 centimeters because they all have one tick on the sides. You got 3 of those. You've got 2 sides that are 42 centimeters and 2 sides that are 30 centimeters. So you could save a bit of writing in this line by using that fact. Okay, stop the video, go ahead and find the perimeter of this shape here, and then turn the video on and check your answer. Okay, welcome back, students. So hopefully the first thing you wrote was the formula. Perimeter equals sum of all sides. Okay, now we need to write, we got 12 on that side times 3, since there's 3 sides of that length, plus 42 times 2. We have 2 sides that length, and plus, and we have 2 sides times 30. Now I'm going to find this easiest, I think, if I go ahead and do a 4th line of setting out. So this is okay. What I'm going to do is simplify. 12 times 3 is 36. 42 times 2 is 84. And 2 times 30 is 60. So I could have just gone ahead and typed that into the calculator. I could type that into the calculator. In fact, I'll do that just for practice, or I can just work that out in my head. But I'll use the calculator just to show you how we do it, in case you've forgotten. So I've got just 36 plus 84 plus 60. And I get 180. And don't forget the units. Again, we're working with centimeters. So there we go. Okay, this question here just has a little twist to it. So we got 60. We're assuming these are right angles, so that's probably 60 down there as well. Make that assumption. Notice how we're not given any lengths just in there. So sometimes you get questions where it looks like you don't have enough information to solve the question. But if you keep in mind that that length plus that length plus that length has to be the same as that one, we can say 20 plus 30 is 50. That total length is 60, so therefore the missing length is 10 centimeters. So quite often when you're solving questions in mathematics textbooks, some of the sides you need are not given, and you have to work out what those sides are before you can actually apply the formula. Now let's just go ahead and finish this off. So perimeter equals sum of all sides. Notice how I write the formula each and every time I'm doing a perimeter question. Let's see, I've got 60, 60, 60. In fact, 20 plus 10 plus 30 is also 60. So I'm going to go ahead and say I've got 4 lengths of 60, including those 3. And of course, those are the same, so I have 2 lengths of 20. So plus 20 times 2. And 4 times 6 is 24, so that's 240. 2 times 20 is 40. And I can add those together, and I get 280 centimeters. Okay, so again, with this question here, this is illustrating that sometimes you've got to work out a length that doesn't have a number on it. And usually you can find it from the other lengths. Okay, to finish off, the difficulty with this question is that's given in centimeters. So the width of this is 20 centimeters, and the length of this is 3.4 meters. So all I have to do before I start is to convert either that to centimeters or that to meters. In this case, I'll assume that I'll be buying something probably in meters rather than centimeters. I don't know what it is. So I'm going to convert 20 centimeters into meters. So that I start by saying 20 centimeters is blank meters. I'm converting small units to big units, therefore I have to divide. There's 100 centimeters in a meter, so that gives me 0.2. And perimeter equals sum of all sides equals, okay, well I've got two sides of that length, so I've got 2 times 0.2 plus, and I've got two sides the same length there, so 2 times 3.4. I like to do these in my head, so I'm going to go, that's 0.4, because 2 times 2 is 4. 3.4 times 2 is 6.8. And I can add those together, and I get 7.2 meters. Nothing wrong with using a calculator, but good practice to do them in your head if you can. Okay, we'll stop there. Now it turns out there's one particular shape that the formula sum of all sides doesn't work when you're trying to find the distance around it, and we'll look at that one in the next video.